All right, y'all, let's get into the final topic for today, which goes into the church. And this is a clip of Marvin Winans, and apparently he's going viral for instructing churchgoers how to give their donations. I actually have a lot to say about this, so it's been a great episode so far. Let me share my screen. Let's get into the final topic for today. Shout out to the people that's been consistent, because some of y'all been consistent for several minutes now. So clearly you like what you hear. All right. And make sure y'all like, rate, and subscribe if you are on YouTube.
Do this a couple of ways. Those that have the 1,000+1, that means you're coming with your 1,000 that you're giving, plus you've asked someone else to give. Now you don't have to stop at 1,000, and we're going to deal. So in other words, if you say, Pastor Winans, I'm coming with my 1,000 plus another 3,000, then you'll say that. You understand? And if you didn't get the +1, but you maybe came with $250, you're going to come say that this is my 1,000 plus 250. You with me? And we're going to go all the way down. So I need you, in order for this to work, I need you to come when you're called with the offering that you're bringing. We're going to do this a couple of ways.
I, Roberta McCoy, given faith and stand in unity with the vision of perfecting church, of sowing this seed of $1,000 plus $235 and receiving the blessings to come to all that participated.
Now that's only $1,200.
Yes.
Y'all not listening to what I'm saying. If you have 1,000 plus 1,000.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna work on the other 800.
Well, that ain't what I asked you to do.
I, Roberta McCoy, given faith and stand in unity with the.
I'll just set this here. Here's the full content. I wonder if those who cut it will play this version. I wonder who cut it up in the first place and what was the motive. What I put out there is for those who want to see the full truth. Organization raise money all the time. There's nothing wrong with the church taking care of its own. Even though he condemned me to hell for being honorary PBS, he's still my mentor, and I can protect him with putting the whole thing out for the truth. I'm still going to do it. The church is not perfect, but overall still mine. Those of you that don't mind, like and share this. And he says,
vision of perfecting church, of sowing this seed of 1,000.
All right, so let's get to talking about the final topic for today. So what does this have to do with mental health? The study of how we act, think, and feel, right? So anytime we think of the church, right? And, many people think the church is a scam as it is. And there are a lot of false churches out there and false prophets and things. We know this. There are times when the Bible talks about giving. And it does talk about giving your first to God. And some people may say, well, I'd rather give to the poor. I know Psalm 41 and something. I know it talks about when you give to the poor, the Lord will remember you in times of trouble. And we have to also know that times of trouble aren't always financial. And there's another one where your alms have come up to the Lord and given to the poor. So the thing is, and it's the verse talk about what happens when you do give to your, he send rain to the seed and the 10% and all that good stuff, right? So some people think like, we've been taught and trained to give to the church, and you should. A church that is good ground. Now I'm gonna get into that in a minute. So in the video, we going off that and him telling y'all to give this much and theirs is this much, and she said, "This is how much I'm gonna give," and he said, "Well, that's what you wasn't asked to do that. You was asked to give this much." That response, it wasn't the best. Everyone's not perfect, but I probably felt the way. Now, let's jump to the next segment, and I get what he's saying, but in the same breath, let me just get to the next part, which is WWID. What would I do in the situation? So now, personal testimony, watch this. And could he have been joking? Possibly. But even if he was, you still don't play like that, especially with money and people giving. And you heard her say, well, I'm going to try to get the other $800. And he was just kind of like, yeah, okay. And he could have been a good dry joke, but that wasn't right. So again, if he comes out and publicly apologizes or, and I'm sure that maybe there's another context we're missing, but that's just not, What should men do in this situation? So I believe that we should give to the church 100%. Give to the poor as well. Give to both. Don't pick one or the other. Do both. But I'm telling you from experience, from that story alone, mind you, I told God on Sunday, I'm gonna trust you. I don't know how this is gonna happen. And by Thursday that week, that situation happened. The literal day rent was due. You can't make this stuff up. Because somebody would have said you should have just kept your money, but that I was still already didn't have the rent no way. So it's like keeping that little $100 to myself wasn't gonna do nothing. You might as well give it to God. Like, look, I trust you with it. He multiplies.